Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Hey, am I live? No, I'm not live yet. It says I'm live. Okay. Hello, hello. I think I'm live. It says live in the corner. Still new to this. It looks like I'm sort of standing in, I don't know, in like prison or something, but I promise you I'm not. I'm Julie Podewitz. I'm coming at you live. Hello, hello. I'm doing a Q&A today real quick because I've had a few of you reach out via different social media channels and ask some questions. So I thought I would jump on live, and of course this is recorded and put on our channel. Hopefully others find it. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. When we go live, you'll be notified if you can jump on live. Hello, hello, everyone joining. All right, first question I was asked to about cost. Hi, Tina. I'm going to address a couple of your things that you'd asked about. One is swag. And then I think this kind of ties into cost-effective outreach and cost-effective events. Sort of ties into what's a good use of swag? How do I feel about swag? Well, how I feel about swag is probably not how others feel about it. I know it could be fun, and it's certainly there are pieces, takeaways that that the old faithfuls that I think a lot of companies have used to hopefully keep top of mind. The kitchen magnets and those evergreen, maybe even pens. So when someone's using them, they see your name or your logo and think of you. Calendars. We used to wall calendars. I mean, does anyone use wall calendars? We still do, but I'm a visual calendar person. So I'm not sure the use of those so much anymore, but I would be careful in spending too much money on swag. Honestly, I think with like fairs, our health fairs and things, we're sort of like busy giving stuff away. And what's the use? What are people really using those for? So let's go back to cost-effective events and cost-effective outreach. Okay, so outreach, if you think about outreach as like a holistic approach, there's multiple buckets of outreach. There are the one-to-one appointments, meetings. It can be 5 minutes. That doesn't cost really anything. Maybe the cup of coffee. There's certainly where if you're going to, bring a sponsor lunch, if you're in front of case managers, or maybe even a sponsor lunch at a homeowners association or, 55 plus Adele Webb, that'll cost you the lunch. And that's, in my opinion, can be well worth it. But as far as like health fairs and things, do you really get leads from it? Is it beneficial? And if it is, then certainly keep doing them. I would caution against or kind of keeping to differentiate between busy, and a lot of people saw us, and lead generation. So balance kind of those health fairs out. It can be beneficial. If you got one lead and the person moved in, absolutely beneficial. There's that, the one-to-one, face-to-face, doesn't cost anything. The outreach of doing, maybe sponsoring a lunch, that I think is if you're doing a simple lunch, I think it would be well worth getting in front of people that you feel you want to get in front of, that kind of cost you the lunch. Another way that it does cost a little bit of money, but it would be hosting a 12 at 12. For instance, you could host it in your community. You could host it at a local restaurant, something that's not expensive, but you're inviting 12 professionals, community professionals of varying business types, right? And kind of you want to mix and match, if you will, who's attending, so you're not heavy in any one business type. 12 professionals having lunch, able to network, able to get to know one another. And if you do those types of things consistently, people will start asking to be on your list. Are those effective? They can be absolutely effective. Keeping the cost down, certainly if you can host it at your community, then if you are a salesperson at a community or a business where you could host something like that, super cost effective. I would steer clear of these big elaborate events that cost a lot of money. A, they're time consuming. B, they draw a lot of prospective resident influencers, like the carnivals or car shows. And it big, gosh, I just spoke to someone who wanted 200 people at a kind of a just a party, at their community, and it's like drained her. She had live music, and it's too much. I mean, it's too much. My advice for events is small, purposeful. I mean, 8 people come, and they're wanting to do whatever you're hosting, either attend the hear what the speaker has to say, or the panel, or attend the live performance, or do a progressive tour. Doesn't cost much at all. But a couple of maybe snacks and a soft drink. Or if you even you wanted to do kind of sort of a wine tasting event, bring in a partner, bring in a spot, perhaps have a sponsor for events like that. Is there a local business who would sponsor that? Is there a local brewery or a local wine distributor who would want to kind of promote their business, and they would do it for free? So I would really, for events, look at ways to keep the cost extremely low to very little cost for events, and steer clear of like these large, huge events. Hey, Heidi. Hi. Hello. And please jump in with any suggestions you have. The same with outreach. I mean, how much should outreach really cost? Like I said, maybe the lunch, hosting or bringing lunch for small groups, a little one extra, a little token. If you're just dropping stuff by, it's not effective outreach. I'm dropping off a flyer, or I'm dropping off a tchotchke, or I'm dropping off the proverbial basket of cookies or box of cookies. If it's a special occasion, great. Or certainly if they've given you a referral, they're a trusted partner, and it's a gift, or it's a thank you, sure. But to drive referrals, no, it's not a good use of funds. And the same with swag. I just got off the phone with with our internal marketing team. We do conferences, and I've never really done a booth at a conference. I usually speak at them or attend them. And this year we're going to do a couple conferences where we actually will have a booth. And we just got off the phone, started debating about, like, I don't use swag. It doesn't mean a thing to me. I don't care. And I know I'm probably odd, right? If someone does not have to give me anything, if there's a little Snickers there, and I have a chocolate craving, great. But is it people with squishy balls and I don't know what else people's hand sanitizers and notepads and all that. Is it nice? Sure. I mean, I guess it does. I never take it because I don't need it. I don't want it. But if it's something that you think is catchy and that can maybe tie into your brand for booths, a couple suggestions that I've seen that I think are really fun. One of the most recent conferences I went to, and this was so cool. She had a Barbie, like it was a Barbie, like a Barbie doll box, Barbie. So and she had a photo booth, and it had little, pink hat and a pink, scarves and just fun things you could put on to take your picture in in the Barbie doll thingy. I thought that was cute. Photos, any photo opportunities, putting the fun little thingy, fun little glasses on or the hat and doing like a picture, interactive. I mean, people have gone as far as doing, puppies, stuff, having puppy petting, which I'm not suggesting that you do, but any ways to get people to engage. If you're at a health fair like that, visuals are great. If you had a video running, a video interactive, if you've got that, that's great. But as far as swag, yeah, I'm not. I'd spend money elsewhere, honestly. If you, same with like flyers, it's up to you. But we have flyers. We have a few flyers, but does it drive business? I don't think so. I mean, think about when you attend something, getting someone's contact information, sure, or they want your contact information so they can follow up with you. But do you ever kind of like, I don't know, hang on to a flyer for an extended period of time and then dig it out when you suddenly have an urge to or a need to do something or buy something? Kitchen magnet. We do have an old-fashioned refrigerator. Our backup refrigerator, that's the white, refrigerator that actually is magnetized. And I do have a couple magnets on there for local businesses, power washing and stuff like that. So that might be, and doing home visits. When you do home visits, putting your contact information, if they have a magnetized refrigerator, I think is a great idea with their permission. So that might be decent swag to think about. Yeah, photos. People love taking photos. They do. And you could, it doesn't have to be fancy. What was the other most recent? It was in California. So it was probably Cala. And this was, it was funny. I don't really know but one of their team members is very, very tall, like 6'10", like exceptionally tall. Now, I don't know, he was a good sport, but he was, like, come and take a picture. And I don't know, I kind of felt a little weird about that. I'm 4'11". I can 4'11 and a half if I'm standing up really, really tall. So, oh my gosh, they were like, you got to come and take a picture. And I felt a little bit like, I don't know. I mean, ha ha ha, but I felt like, I don't know. It felt a little exploitive to me, but, so that's my thought on swag. Cooking contests, I absolutely love. I love that idea. A community recipe book, absolutely, because you are involving your residents, and it's meaningful. It sends a message, of we love our residents. Look how talented they are. Here they're sharing their history. They're sharing their culture. They're sharing their talents. I love that. I love cooking demonstrations. Love them. Cook-offs. Was at a community in Albany in the fall, and their engagement director, their dining director, oh my gosh, he was phenomenal. He had his residents do a Great American Cook-Off or Iron Chef kind of thing, where they paired a resident with a community member, like an external. So talk about bringing outreach in. So, discharge planners, people from the churches, financial advisors, elder law attorneys, bring them in. They paired up with a resident or two, and they had this big cook-off and a big cooking contest. And then they invited at 5 o'clock, people could come and watch. And then whatever it was, 5 o'clock, you can come and taste it and vote. They had an enormous turnout. Is there a cost there? Sure. But really the cost of, I don't know what they were preparing. It wasn't a 5-course meal. They were preparing something fun, but it was all done. So it featured their dining program, their dining director, their leadership. It got influencers, professional influencers in. Their residents were so excited. Family members came, prospects came. It was a massive win. I loved that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Okay, so hopefully that helps with outreaches. Think of it holistically. So you have your events, and you have one face-to-face. You have networking, which is, well, y'all know what networking is, right? And the goal for networking, who can I meet? Who can I reconnect with? Could I get 5 minutes, 2 minutes with somebody? Could I get 5 minutes later? Could I get connected to one of their colleagues that I'd really like to see who might be more of an influencer for me? Definitely networking. Oh gosh, we've got to get our EDs out networking. Or imagine your chef doing a cooking contest or a cook-off. Engagement directors. Oh, everybody should. Oh, wouldn't the world be great if we got out in the community more, we more community presence. Uh, Volunteer organizations. Engage your local volunteer groups. Not only to come to your community volunteer, but get in front of them, do something for them, do some type of engagement, because who volunteers? Well, statistically, it's adults over 70. Well, I've heard it's 74, 75 who are of who are in a higher income bracket. That's the kind of profile for community volunteers. So you're in front of your demographic and also our influencers. Your 70-year-old can be an adult child, right? And they also can be a prospect. And I don't want to age people. I don't want to put people in a bucket based on a number, but volunteer organizations, and then community service. So I know many of you probably do maybe the Alzheimer's walk to fundraise. One time I really wanted to get in front of this one physician, and I heard she was on the local fundraising board for the local art. There was a local art, not-for-profit art group institute, and I thought, "Ooh, I'm going to join that." And they were doing some fundraiser efforts, so I joined it, and I got to know her. Plus, I got to know a lot of other people, and it was evenings, and it was a little bit of time, but that was phenomenal outreach. Didn't cost anything. It cost time, but it didn't cost dollars. I wanted to do a dinner for Meals on Wheels. They deserve to be served. Oh, that's very nice. That's lovely. So you mean maybe go to your local Meals on Wheels and offer the chef to make, or you sponsor a dinner? That's lovely. Absolutely lovely. And then getting that, I don't want to sound like we're capitalizing on doing something for others, but you do want to get the message out that that's the culture of the company, that your company's culture, right? So, taking pictures, posting, we want to post what we're doing. We want to post what our residents are doing. Outreach also, I know Heidi was on the last live. We talked about how to capitalize and use virtual, use virtual sources for outreach. Make sure you're using your personalized videos to make attempts to follow up, to continue to communicate. Maybe it's you're sending a message from a resident. Maybe you're sending a short clip of a little of the cook-off, 30 seconds, 60 minutes, 60 seconds. You thought you might be interested to see, what are the latest fun event we had here at our community, and it's the chili cook-off, or it's the Iron Chef. Trivia, Oscars, the Oscar parties, proms. Another one it's free, and it's just, there's a lot of fun things if you have happenings in your community. One was prom. So your local prom, your local high schools, they all have prom, and excuse me one second, they have invite them to come to your community to take pictures, prom photos, that either before, well, it has to be before prom, not after prom, but and that you get family. Now there was one community that did it, and they had a really cool staircase. So they had their prom, the couples kind of coming on the on the staircase. The setting was great, but you can, and who came to the community to take pictures? All those parents and the grandparents. And then you had, the residents there. It's so fun and exciting. Another community that I served offered dinner to couples before. It wasn't a prom, it was homecoming, same difference, but they offered to have the dinner there at the community before the homecoming dance. I thought that was really cool. Now that does cost, and it's not the demographic necessarily, but A, it gives back. B, all those kids have parents and grandkids, got it in the paper. Glamour shots. Oh yeah, absolutely. I tried it, but it kept saying trim video. Ooh, I don't know. Trim video, making it. Do you use a sales mail video app that is specifically for this reason, or were you using it on your phone? Video, you can't. It can't be longer than 60 seconds. But sales mail, sending it through the app, or sending it, recording it and sending it via text or email, that always goes through for me. Or there's One Day Video, there's Co-Video. Those are the three that come to mind for video apps for senior living. All right, so we talked about swag. Speaking of the Oscars, I don't know if you guys watch the Oscars or not, or if you're even into that. What did you guys think of it? Have you seen any of the movies? It was all about Oppenheimer this year. All about Oppenheimer. I was really rooting for Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and of course he did sing "I'm Still Ken," which was amazing. For any of you that follow any of that stuff, if you hadn't seen it, check him out on YouTube. He's absolutely adorable. But yeah, it was all about Oppenheimer and Emma Stone. Emma Stone was the upset. They thought it was going to go to Lily Gladstone, went to Emma Stone for Best Actress. I did watch Poor Things. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know. Well, I digress here, but since I mentioned Oscars. Oh, that's another thing. Award ceremonies, talent shows. If you have, you could ask your local. So if you want to get your referral sources or your local influences in your community, have a talent show, and see, ask people, if they would participate in the talent show, and have your residents see if the residents want to participate in the talent show. Your team members participate in the talent show, so you have a community talent show, and ask somebody that you really want to connect with who hasn't come to your community if they'll be the MC of the talent show. Because most people will do that kind of thing. And that way you get somebody in your community who has never been, or hasn't been in for a long time, or he or she is super hard to get in contact with. And you leave them a message that, hey, we're having a talent show. We need an MC. Might be an in. Does it cost anything? Some snacks. So, all right. Well, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, talent show. Yeah, Ryan didn't win. I know. Bummer. Who wants to see an Oscars and Ryan Gosling doesn't win the Oscar? So we touched on swag. One of the things, let's see. Oh, okay. I have a question here. I'll finish with this. Best way to compensate senior living salespeople, in my humble opinion, it's a percentage of the sale. I know we do very commonly, it's per move-in, and it's a tiered structure. And the more move-ins you get, the higher you get per move-in. And that's not just it's not a bad way, but for me, not every sale is the same. So if a 2-bedroom, two occupants, full community fee, full second person fee, no incentives, should be compensated. Salesperson should be compensated more for that than the studio facing the parking lot with an incentive and one person, because the revenue, in other words, commissions, should be reflective of how much revenue a salesperson is driving. That's my opinion. Some companies do that. What I do not agree with is some companies will pay less for move-ins that have a paid fee. So from aggregators or local agencies, they say, well, we're already paying, but you know what? It's just as hard to get that sale as it is any other sales. Matter of fact, a lot of times it's harder from a paid aggregator. So, unfortunately, it's unfortunately it hits the bottom line hard. Those when you have to pay a month fee for a move-in, but that should not go against the salesperson, in my humble opinion. What another idea here, I thought in this, some of the things that I have presented is to pay more when it's non-paid or it's a lead that you all generated. So if it's if it's a referral or it's word of mouth, friends, family, reputation, heard of you in the community, and that there's no fee or there's no incentive given, that should the salesperson should be paid more. We should incentivize salespeople based on how much revenue they bring in. That's my thought there. All right. Well, it's a beautiful day here right outside in Nashville. Sun is shining. I think spring has finally sprung. I love spring ahead. We got some light left to go outside, see the dogs run around, enjoy the day a little bit. I know a lot of you are already heading back to the phones, heading back for follow-up to support all the families and prospective residents that you all serve tirelessly day in and day out. I hope you take a little bit of time for yourself, certainly each and every day, and do something special for yourself at least one day a week. You time, whatever that looks like for you, to recharge and to give back to yourself, because you are all continuously serving others and giving out. And for that, I thank you all so much. And I will talk to you soon. Again, this is Julie Podewitz coming at you live from beautiful Franklin, Tennessee. Like, subscribe, notify, share so other people can find us, and we build senior living greatness one person at a time, just like all of you. Talk to you guys later.